Put your phones down and don't call the FBI. Because just listen to me. I know the show is aimed at 6 to 12-year-old girls, and I know these are all teenagers. But the good thing is, we are not actually ranking them on sexiness, okay? We are ranking them on who has the best designs. You know what? Now that I'm saying it out loud, it might actually not be such a good idea. But hey, if others can get away with it, so can I. Please don't cancel me. Now that that horrible attempt at comedy is over, let's get into the video.
This is bad comedy.
As I said before, the character design for the show is absolutely amazing. The characters look absolutely gorgeous, but sometimes the creators or designers miss the mark and you end up with characters that look like Starfire. From Generation 2 that is. And that is a great segue into our first character, which is Starfire from Generation 2.
Bruh, look at this dude. Look at the top of his head.
I mean, just look at this. I mean, if you like her, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but that is a horrible design. I know she's 11 years old, so they can probably get away with it because we all looked kinda cringe when we were younger, but that's just not a good design. They could have made the design way better even if she's only 11. Next up is Livefire from Generation 2. He doesn't have a Generation 1 version, but obviously I can't talk about every character as long as I did with Starfire because we have about 40 to get to. I'm just gonna say that Livefire, she's never really been, greatly designed over the years, but this one, Generation 2, is just absolutely horrible. That's why she's so far down the list. Sorry about the noise, but we're refurbishing the kitchen. But yeah, next up is CHEETAH, a character that looked great in Generation 1, but looks absolutely horrible in Generation 2. She looks like one of them Neanderthals. I don't know why. I mean, the clothes I like, but the design itself is just not it. Okay, to get through this video in a reasonable amount of time, I'm just going to rapid fire this next few. Harley Quinn, there's actually nothing fundamentally wrong with the costume, but the design itself, I mean, the character just looks whack. I mean, the classic costume is amazing, but it just doesn't look great somehow. CHEETAH, she looks like a cheetah, which is great, but I still prefer the Generation 1 design, where she looked absolutely adorable. Oh, Poison Ivy, how they massacred my girl. She looks depressed. I mean, why is she slouched? Usually Poison Ivy cares about her appearance, but this one is just... The only thing I hate about Catwoman is the thing around her eyes. I don't know if it's goggles or a mask, and maybe the ears as well, which look like rat ears. But it has to be said that she, out of costume, looks great. Absolutely gorgeous, probably one of the best designed characters, even better than Generation 1. Supergirl is a character that had great potential, but was ruined by one mistake, and that was the hair. Why on earth would they design their hair like that? Supergirl has never looked like that, and she should never look like that, and there's no reason that a character should only see through one eye, unless you're Cyclops. I mean, they literally had Supergirl wear perfect costumes in the show, and they look like this. And no, it's not because she's showing her stomach. And honestly, she will look perfect at Power Girl. Harley Quinn, honestly, she just looks like too much of a clown. I don't know how that's possible. ZATANNA Generation 2, I mean, she doesn't look terrible, it's only just shoulders that look ridiculous. Next up is Miss Martian from Generation 1. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with this costume other than it's pretty plain. And the same with CHEETAH, it's a good costume, just, again, it's pretty plain. And with this one, I did not know it was a costume or whatever, so I just included it here. It is Star Sapphire from Generation 1, I would say Mark II outfit, but I'm not sure. So I'm massively gonna have to pick up the pace here because we are not even halfway through and we are 4 minutes and a half way in. So I'm just going to monetize this and we will pick up at the last 15. And FYI, the designs from here on out are either great or amazing. are back with the last 15, and starting it off is Carol Ferris, aka Star Sapphire of the Love Lantern Corps. And I love this outfit. It's plain, but it's not plain. It got a lot to it, and I just love the tiara, and I don't know, it's a great design, man. It's a great design with the different shades of pink. It just looks amazing, and with the hair, they just nailed this character. And what I really like about the design is that it pretty much could be an everyday outfit. So this is a weird one. When it first came out, I didn't really like it because the mask is absolutely ridiculous. It would not hide Barbara Gordon's identity, but as time went on, I really started to enjoy it. It looks really cool actually. I mean, you compare it to the modern Batgirl outfit, it actually is way better than the weird looking thing that they did in the comics when she was in the, something suburbs. She was hanging out in the suburbs and they made it pretty hipster, and it just didn't work. And one more thing is that if you take out the bat symbols, it pretty much is an everyday outfit. It's just a hoodie. Just like Star Sapphire, it could be an everyday outfit. And now to a character that I genuinely don't know anything about. It is Bumblebee. I don't even know her real name, but it is Bumblebee from Generation 1, the first African American superhero in DC Comics. And I'm so happy that they included her in the show. Honestly, I wish she was more popular. She just isn't very popular. You never see her in any of the comics, and it's really rare to see her in anything. Yeah, I really like the design. I mean, compared to the comics, it reinvents it a lot, and it actually works really well. And I don't know if it's just the animation or the cartoon that allows for the yellow hair, but it really works. I love that they didn't try to whitewash her. They actually gave her real black girl hair. Next off, we got fan favorite Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz, and there's nothing wrong with this outfit. It is perfect. The only thing that makes it not as good as the Generation 2 variant is that it is inspired by the older Green Lantern outfits, where they don't glow, but they have an aura that glows around it. And yeah, this is Generation 1 Jessica Cruz. Next up, it is Hot Girl. I'm not sure which version of Hot Girl this actually is, if it is Shayera Hall or Shayera Hall or whatever. If you know Hot Girl and Hawkman, you know how convoluted the story is. They are basically immortal, so their story is pretty weird. But what I love about this outfit is that it is a mix between the Justice League cartoon Hot Girl and the comics Hot Girl, with the green pants and the yellow jacket, and of course the red boots. Nothing wrong with this outfit. Number 10, Big BARDA. How do you call it perfection without calling it perfection? You just call it Big BARDA. This outfit is literally perfection. It is straight out of comic books. It might not have all the little details, but man, for this show, it is perfect. Number 9, Wonder Woman. The only thing that would make Generation 2 Wonder Woman perfect was if they removed the stars from her skirt. What I really love about Generation 2 Wonder Woman is that they took so many inspirations from Zack Snyder to DC Rebirth to Gal Gadot herself, and they put it together, and this is what came out. I mean, just look at it. It is clearly inspired by Zack Snyder from the DC Rebirth outfit and the classic outfit, of course. And of course they made her more dark skinned, which I believe is the first time we have seen it, because Gal Gadot is not really dark skinned, but they made her a little more dark skinned to make her more suitable to be Greek, and they obviously gave her an accent like Gal Gadot has, so it's just amazing. I love it. At first I put the Generation 1 Wonder Woman ahead of Generation 2 Wonder Woman, but at a closer glance there was no way. Number 8, Green Lantern. Jessica Cruz Green Lantern Generation 2 is amazing. The suit looks so great on her. She literally has an insane design, and what I love about this is that they gave her that thing around her eye that they didn't have in Generation 1. Great suit. It is practically, pretty much, a better Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern suit. Well, I say better is much better. Perfect. Number 7, ZATANNA. ZATANNA? I believe it was. Oh yeah, ZATANNA. I'm back, and it has definitely only been one day. Next up is ZATANNA Zatara, the magician from DC Comics. And I really like this design and costume from ZATANNA. The only thing I'm a bit iffy on is the purple neon hair. I'm not sure why they gave her that, but otherwise this version 2 suit of her Gen 2 design is pretty magnificent, if I do say so myself. The only thing they could have done better is to change her hair color to black, and that would be perfect. That would embody ZATANNA from the comics and from the TV shows, how she's normally portrayed. Number 6, SUPERGIRL. I mean, I know I said that a lot of suits have been, or designs have been perfect, but this is almost perfection. The only thing is the shoes, but it's not really a criticism, more like the style of the show, that they are teenagers and it's more modern and more homemade, I guess, or more earthly. And the suit is inspired by Superman the animated series, which I love, so nothing wrong with this suit and nothing really much to say about it other than it's perfect. It is Supergirl after all. Number 5, Poison Ivy. To be fair, Poison Ivy designs are always great and they're always gonna be in like top 10. The reason I like this design is that she looks so great in this dress and even managed to get some vines around her leg and her waist, and it looks great, even her hair. And the great thing about this design is that it's an everyday dress. You will see this in real life. And also, it is Poison Ivy. If you manage to not make her look good, you have done something wrong. Number 4, Frost. Now this version of Killer Frost, or Frost as she's known in the show, is possibly the greatest design for Killer Frost that I've ever seen. She is literally flawless. There's nothing wrong with this version. I've seen some great versions of Killer Frost before, i.e. Batman Assault on Arkham and Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, even though the Suicide Squad Hell to Pay version looks more like Ice Maiden than actually Killer Frost. But I'll let that slide. She looks great, it's a great design. And lastly, I have to mention the Rebirth version of Killer Frost, which also looks great. Number 3, CHEETAH. I mean, all considering, this doesn't look like CHEETAH at all. I mean, yeah, she got the ears and the spots, but it doesn't really look like a cheetah. But I really love this design. I don't know why, I just love it. I love CHEETAH as a character. I think she's wonderful. And her appearance in Justice League Doom was absolutely amazing. I love the design in that one as well, but this one is my absolute favorite cheetah design of all time. I don't know why she doesn't look like a real life cheetah, like in the Generation 2, but I just really love this design. I don't know why, I think it's the spots under her eyes that look super great. And yeah, I don't really know what to say other than she looks great, and I'm not sure if she is a villain or a hero in the show. I mean, she is enrolled in the DC Superhero High School, which means she must be a hero, but she's also very pesky and very sneaky, and she's quite the troublemaker, but I think she is technically a hero, labeled a hero. Number 2, KATANA. Now for one of my favorite characters in the Suicide Squad movie from 2016, I believe. It is KATANA. There's not really much to say about KATANA other than it's amazing. She looks like a samurai. No joke, she looks like a samurai. She's from Japan, she got the samurai culture. KATANA is amazing and I wish we saw more of her in the Suicide Squad movie. But too bad she took a backseat and wasn't in the new Suicide Squad movie, the Suicide Squad. I would have preferred if she was there, but she wasn't, sadly. She genuinely looks like she got ripped straight from the comic books because she looks absolutely amazing. She looks like a blend between KATANA from, I believe it's Rebirth, and the new 52? And honestly speaking, I do not know how they would improve this design because this is absolutely gorgeous. It looks so cool. Number 1, LASHINA. Now before we get into number 1, I genuinely can't believe they got away with using LASHINA in the show because she is an evil dominatrix from the hell planet of Apocalypse. And she doesn't dress child friendly, but somehow they managed to get away with it in this show and they made her absolutely fantastic. The design is so good. They retained some of her dominatrix element, but yet they made her child friendly. I think what makes LASHINA's design great is her dominatrix elements that they kept. because without the dominatrix elements, the steel that goes around her head and her face, it would just look too basic, but they kept it in, and by retaining her dominatrix elements they made the character so much better. Without it, it would feel pretty empty. The character would feel pretty empty and it wouldn't really be LASHINA, but they kept it in, and props to them for keeping it in, especially when it's a child friendly show. But it doesn't look, I don't want to say it, but actual in any way, so they made it child friendly and retained the dominatrix element, and it's perfect. Well, my friend, you have reached the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to see more of my, I don't know if I would call it content, but my uploads. And I will see you next time. Okay, let me just jump in from the future. If you disagreed with anything in this video, please leave your list in the comment section below and I will read it. And you might have noticed that most of the Gen 2 designs are in the back and most of the Gen 1 designs are in the front. That's because Gen 1 is just so much better. Well, that is it from me. Goodbye.